including banking sector recapitalizations and new product offerings like real estate investment trusts, REITs. Where are we as an institute? The focus of my administration has been anchored on two key pillars: branding and funding. On branding, significant progress has been made in implementing our 6-year corporate strategy plan 2024 to 2030, aimed at repositioning the institute for greater relevance and global competitiveness. I am pleased to know that the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers has now been officially recognized as the top professional institute in Nigeria financial service industry. I think we have to clap for that. I don't know the first and the second anyway. With sustained efforts, we are confident of achieving a membership base of over 50,000 and positioning the institute as a leading professional body in Nigeria. Our collaboration with key stakeholders, including the Office of the Vice President, Lagos State Government, SEC, NGS Group, DMO, Nigeria Revenue Service, has strengthened our visibility and credibility. We are also expanding our international engagements, including ongoing discussions with the Canadian Security Institute and the CFA Institute. A key milestone during the year was the rebranding of our intermediate examination to certified securities and investment support specialists. The syllabus has been updated to reflect modern realities, including digital assets, cryptocurrencies, in line with the new Investment and Security Act of 2025. We have also intensified our engagement with universities like Mountain Top University, Nasarawa State University, and University of Maiduguri to attract young entrants into these professions. Our increased media visibility has significantly enhanced the Institute public perception and contributed to its national recognition. At the Secretariat, we have strengthened capacity through strategic recruitment into key roles including R&T, CIS Academy, and financial control, ensuring improved operational efficiency. I'm also pleased to inform members that the CCB has been transmitted to the Presidency for assent. This remains a critical milestone, and we solicit your continuous support in ensuring its successful package. Key events and engagements. During the year, the Institute successfully hosted the 2025 National Workshop in Abuja, theme Capital Formation in Nigeria, Strengthening Industry Institutions and Market to bolster a $1 trillion economy. The event continued to serve as a key platform for engagement with policy makers at the highest level, with approval now granted for future editions to be held at the State House Presidential Villa, Abuja. We also hosted the 29th Annual Stockbroker Conference, which brought together regulators, policymakers, and industry stakeholders to deliberate on the role of capital markets in driving economic transformation in a digital and sustainable era. There was a two-day governing council retreat of the Charter Institute of Stockbrokers held on December 12, between 12 and 13, 2025, representing a critical strategic intervention aimed at strengthening governance, enhancing institutional effectiveness, and positioning the Institute for sustained relevance within Nigeria capital market and the global financial ecosystem. At the international level, the Institute participated in the African Security Exchange Association Conference in Kigali, Rwanda, where our proposal for CIS to serve as an examination body across Africa received favorable considerations. Funding. On the funding pillar, I am pleased to report historical milestones with the Institute's investment portfolio now about 342 million as at December 31st, 2025. We have, as at today, we have surpassed our budget of 500 million. We have also secured a major endowment initiative to support the certified program with a commitment to sponsor 4,000 candidates over a 20-year period, representing a significant investment in the future of our professions. Our financial position has been further strengthening through improved partnerships, enhanced program offerings, and a deliberate policy of ensuring that Institute's events are self-funded. However, challenges remain. Outstanding member subscription currently exceed 2.2 billion naira, while monthly operating costs stand approximately 14 million naira. We therefore appeal to members to support the Institute recovery drive and contribute to efforts aimed at strengthening our financial sustainability, institutional recognition, and advocacy. I am pleased to report that Institute has been formally included in the protocol list of the presidency, reflecting its growing national relevance. In addition, through strategic engagement, the Institute successfully facilitated the amicable resolutions of the long-standing disputes between NGX Group PLC and some stockbrokers, reinforcing confidence and stability within the market. Strategic engagement. During the year, the Institute undertook several high-level courtesy visits and strategic engagement with key stakeholders across government, regulatory bodies, and the private sector to strengthen collaborations and enhance its influence within the financial services ecosystem. This included engagements with the Nigeria Exchange Group PLC, the Honorable Minister of Finance, the Accountant General of the Federations, the Office of the Vice President, as well as professional and market institutions like ICANN, ASHON, SCFE, ICMR, and NASD OTC Security Exchange. At the subnational level, a strategic visit to the governor of Lagos State yielded positive outcomes, including support for partnership and considerations for land allocation for the Institute's secretariat. Overall, this engagement has significantly enhanced the Institute's visibility and reinforced its role in advising capital market development and national economic growth. Governance. On Tuesday, February 17, 2026, the body of past presidents was successfully reconstituted and inaugurated, further strengthening the Institute governance structure and continuity. Members of the body include Mr. Olutola Muboluni, Chairman, I take that again. Members of the body include Mr. Olutola Muboluni, FCS Chairman, Mr. Henry Olayemi, FCS, Mr. Obaoladipo Aina, FCS, Mr. Michael Iteboje, FCS, Mr. Muritala Olusekun, FCS, Mr. Oluwaseyi Abe, FCS MNI, Mr. David Adekoje, FCS, Mr. Olatunde Amolegbe, FCS, and Mr. Oluwole Adeosun, FCS MNI. Appreciation. To conclude this address, permit me to extend my sincere appreciations to all who have continued to support the Institute. My special appreciation goes to the federal government of Nigeria, the governors of Ekiti, Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states, Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigeria Exchange Group PSC, Nigeria Revenue Service, Springboard Trust and Investment Limited, Meristem Stockbroker Limited, Cardinal Stone Partner PSC, MTN Nigeria Communication PSC, Zenith Bank First Registrar and Investment Limited, Network Capital Limited, First Securities Brokers Limited, Mabu Capital Limited, Vertiva Security Limited, Kelly's Securities Limited, Chapel Hill Denham Securities Limited, United Capital PSC, Morgan Capital Security Limited, Central Security Clearing Systems, First Oko PSC, Codros Security Limited, Apel Assets Limited, Stanbic IBTC Stockbroker Limited, DLM Security Limited, Infoal Limited, North Takafu Insurance Limited, Coronation Merchant Bank Limited, Access Bank PSC, Persian Securities Limited, AfriInvest Security Limited, Alert Group, DSU Brokerage Limited, and Korea Investment and Security Limited, FSDH Capital Limited, Norem Bajaj Security Limited, Invest When One Stockbrokers International Limited, Capital Asset Limited, Cowrie Security Limited, Dominion Trust Limited, Estile Asset Management Limited, EFG Amis Nigeria Limited, and all of them whose space will not permit me to mention. Finally, I would like thank the past president, the office bearers, members of the governing council, staff members of the institute, and various working committees who have indeed made huge sacrifices and dedicated their time to this worthy cause. I reaffirm the commitment of the governing council and office holders towards the development of the securities and investment profession in Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you, everyone. Like I said, the full report can be found on page 10, from page 10 to 17. Having listened to the president's report, may I request that somebody move a motion to adopt the report for discussions? You mention your name, Mr. Oladipo Adediran, your designation and your number.
I, Oladipo Adeniran, FCS 130. Move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Oladipo Adeniran. Seconded by Dr. Mustafa Akaje.
I, Dr. Mustafa Akaje, I second the position. 1117, my number.
Thank you. Our online people, you can raise your hand to ask any question, please. Thank you, members. The floor is now open for comments on this president's speech.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we are waiting for comments from, Adeniran, you want to please go ahead?
Your name, your number.
Once again, my name is Oladipo Adeniran, FCS 130. I would like to especially congratulate the President, Mr. Oluropu Dada, for a job well done. You have taken the institute, to a height that is enviable to all of us. And we want to especially thank you. I want to especially thank you for, the steps you have taken and, the examples you have laid. We hope that you will be able to, stay with the institute even after you have exited as the president and support the council and the management team, as it were, so that more, can be achieved even while you are not the president. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Adeniran. Okay. Sorry, the president, the chairman of ASHON.
Thank you very much. My name is Sanjay Adinambridge, FCS 153. I want to really echo what my brother Adeniran just said. And at the same time, to take it a bit further, the president has really done very well. And this is just to say that the board of fellows and the principal officers, including the management of CIS, worked as a team to achieve this great feat. Because it takes unity, cohesion, and speaking in one voice to have this kind of record. I want to also add that the institute been taken to another level. A great height has been established. It is also just for my prayer that whoever is coming behind should be able to, maintain and, and this can be achieved.
Through your address, you did talk of the outstanding subscription of over 2 billion. I think the incoming is not 2 million, 2 billion, if I heard well. That is great. And our financial position about 300. I think by the time the incoming president will be going out, the president will be talking of over 1 billion. And this is how I think it will work well for the institute. If the institute can look into giving a kind of, how do I put it? Limit, waiver, by saying, pay half of what you're owing within a certain period. I think that will do great for the institute. Many people will pay. And for we, the seniors, if you can just say, come and pay for a certain amount so that you will not pay again, it will be great. And if by last year something of this nature happened and maybe only 20% of whatever the institute would have gotten put into this our market, let me take it to this cheese. The institute would have been talking of more than 1 billion outstanding in the bank account. Thank you. I think it's in the financial aspect that I want to talk. Thank you once again.
Okay, thank.
Thank you very much. I am Dr. Peter Banjo Akingbadi, FCS 1887. Let me join others to congratulate our president for doing a good job. We sincerely appreciate you. It is true you have succeeded in rebranding the institute. In fact, I was happy the other time when we had the national workshop at the villa. And from the report, you have just told us that subsequent workshop will also come up in the villa. We thank you for this. And of course, you also talk about the other strategic partnership arrangements, like the one you had with the Lagos State government. The governor has just been inducted as a member. I think it is important that the incoming president will follow up with this strategic arrangement. Let me also employ our members that we should see ourselves as marketers of CIS. We also need to support the council members and, of course, the office holders to let the members who are not part of us, especially those that are owing, to know that they are losing a lot, that they must pay up and also play their part in promoting the image of the institute. Going forward, in fact, we'll be able to trend, like the president promised, that in a few years' time, we'll be one of the best institutes, not only in Nigeria, in the African continent. Congratulations once again.
Thank you for your comments, Doctor. We have two of our members who are following online. So I'd like to call on Francis Olawale to kindly make his comment or ask his question. Francis Olawale, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope I'm audible. Good morning, everyone. My name is Francis Olawale, AC2279. I just want to add my voice to what has been said earlier by others by congratulating our president, Mr. Oluwasegun, who is also my own MD. I want to particularly salute him for the visibility. Of course, our institute has been known, but he added his own touch and flavor to the visibility of the brand of our institute. Congratulations, sir, and thank you very much for a worthy service. I wish you the best in future endeavors, and then the new president and the new escorts coming in, I also wish them the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Francis Olawale. The next is Tosin Oloyoko, but he should turn on his video before he makes his comment. Tosin Oloyoko. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, Tosin, go ahead. We are hearing you. Is your video on now?
Yes, my video is on. Thank you very much. I'm joining from New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. I want to thank the current leadership, the outgoing leadership, and then for the opportunity given, the innovation introduced, more importantly, for the online examination opportunity given to us. I registered while in Nigeria, but I was able to write my exam while outside the country. We appreciate that, and then we hope that they will continue to improve on the process. And we hope that the incoming president will be able to carry the profession to another level. My main comment I want to make is mostly on the induction and the induction process. I will advise that the induction process should also be optimized in such a way it can take into consideration induction through virtual attendance. If we can write the exam online, people should be able to do induction online. I wish the incoming government, incoming president success, great success, and more win. I also want to encourage that partnership with other international professional organizations should be increased and opportunity should be given to members. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tosin. Kindly permit me, on your behalf, Mr. President, to welcome our former chairman of ASHON, Uncle Sam Onukwe. Uncle Sam, please. Okay. In the absence, okay, we still have comments. Okay, please go ahead.
I, Dr. Mustafa Akaji, FCS 1117. I want to also lend my force to appreciate what the institute have done so far. I can see an upward trajectory in the way the institute image and performance over the years. Starting from almost about 3 successive that have been part of it, I observed that the feasibility of the institute in the north is now seriously pronounced. Last year was the peak of it, when we now have the 2 workshops that was done in the north, in Abuja specifically, and a lot of people participated. We have the district now being functional, and that's why I trace it to the performance of the successive, and everything has been upward. I would also say that the next president has a greater challenge to also lift it upward, and we pledge our support that institute will not be let down. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much. We shall now listen to the 3rd president of the institute, Mr. Henry Olayemi, FCS. Your comment, sir.
Thank you very much, the MC and my distinguished colleagues. On behalf of all of us, I want to say a big thank you to our president for his sterling performance and raising our profile within the community. Our desire has been that stockbroking will be a profession of choice. When we talk of other professions, it's something you will. But with the meltdown, you found that the spirit just went down. But we thank God how He has turned things around, working as a team that we are now being sought after. And so it is because of this teamwork and the cooperation that your team has actually achieved for us. We can see the kind of statistics in our finances that we have before us today. It's just unimaginable that God can do things. We had about 2.2 billion in outstanding in the fees, and so how do you get this other something to boost our position? Is because of the teamwork and the kind of leadership that you have demonstrated. We are happy, and we know that the confidence that we have is that it's a teamwork. You have never worked alone, and we believe that the succeeding coming government will also build on this bar that you have already raised. And it is our confidence that we will speak more with even voices heard, not only within Africa, we are also making other contacts in order that people can do the exam. And all that the fellow from New Zealand has said is just to enable us to do more thinking. If you can write the exam in New Zealand, you can also graduate from New Zealand without coming back to Nigeria. And so it is something that we can really look forward to do even for many. And I know that if that can be possible, we found that there are students outside New Zealand, either in Canada, in New York, that they can do it, will actually help to increase our profile. And so on behalf of the entire body of stockbroking community, our president, we want to say thank you for a job well done. We thank you for the we want to thank you for the leadership that you have established. The profile in the community has actually been increased, and we all wish you all the very best, even in your future endeavor. He is not going to leave the council because he's going to be the immediate past president, who is also a council member, and so you'll be able to continue to tap from him as much as possible. We wish you all the very best, and also the incoming team. The Almighty will continue to bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The comments were wonderful. I don't think there was any question, but if any, the president will will respond to the comments now. Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Abe MNI, FES, please.
Thank you very much. I don't want to run the risk of repeating what our elders have said. My talk is to us, the managing directors there and the leaders of institutions there. The president has done his bit, and I congratulate him again. I want to appeal to some of us that are in decision points. If we have stockbrokers in our company, I don't know what happens in other places or jurisdictions, but in my office, we pay subscription for our stockbrokers. And I want to encourage all of us, please, to do that so that we can better the position of our institution, the CIS. It's a lot of work to lead, and it's much, much heavier if there are no finances. We all know that. And the only place we can say that and say that true to us, we know the way stockbroking profession is now. You have stockbrokers looking for houses to qualify or to train and all that. Let us do our bit so that we can continue to see CIS where we have all wanted to see CIS. I'm sure we are proud of CIS that we have now. We're engaging in higher and bigger places. At some point, they were almost drawing us back, but I think this CIS cannot be drawn back now. And it's an initiative that we are all proud of, but it starts from our different houses and farms. Let us do our own responsibility, please, so that we can continue, to survive as an institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sheyabe, the ninth president of the CIS. And so the president will now respond to the comments.
Thank you, past president, and thank you for your kind word. I think there are two comments that looks like questions. That is one on recoveries. We quickly yield the floor to the registrar to speak to that. Please, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President, for this opportunity. And I welcome members again to this AGM. Based on the suggestions, it's something we've actually started. As at last year, we set up a recovery desk in the institute, and we leverage on an approval that council have given. We already have waivers and discounts, and a lot of members actually took advantage of that, and that was why we recorded about 83% growth in annual due, which is the core of what we are doing. And this year, we are going to do more, and we are going to be reaching out to you. We even put something on the platform. So we have a desk that we are reaching out to our members that they can get certain level of discount based on the number of years they are owing. So we are going to leverage on that more. I want to appeal to every one of us that when we call you, please respond. And just like one of our past presidents have said, I don't want to mention him, but there are some members here that have been assisting us, making sure that they even act as recovery agents in the organization. So we want to encourage a lot of our members to do so that by next year we can actually record improved performance, particularly in annual due, which is the core of our income that we have. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Registrar. On the second question, the continuity of our program. We said that we have a strategic document that runs from 2024 to 2030. The project director is Dr. Vice President. Would you like to speak to that?
Thank you very much, our President. And thanks. Good morning, everyone, all members of the Institute. Yeah, regarding the strategic plan of the CIS, what we have is a council-approved document that speaks to what we want to achieve over the next 5 years. The most important aspect is that we want CIS to be the #1 leading institute in Nigeria in terms of brand recognition. The second thing is we want to have 50,000 members. That's a definitive number that we can gauge ourselves against. The third thing is we want to ensure that the branding of the institute, is something that everybody is able to associate with. So we're going to ensure that the institute aligns very closely with all sustainable practices. We are able to have very sustainable financing structures, so we will not be going cap in hand asking for people to support us financially. I mean, if you give us money, we're going to accept, but we want to be self-sustaining as an institute. Then we also want to have very, very robust engagement with all relevant or allied institutions across the world. So those are part of the key points of the plan. Of course, our staff complement must be very rich, must be very competent as well. We just want to ensure that by that time we have an institute that everybody will be very, very proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vice President. What I want to say is that the next president, I think we run from 2026 to 2028 and from 2028 to 2030. So the strategic document cover 2024 to 2030. So I want to assure everybody that we are going to continue with our policy. Thank you, everybody. On the online inductions, passing exam is just one of the process. You have to be certified fit and proper by the chairman of education committee. So that is all those things. And why is it possible for you not to even know your secretariats and you are a stockbroker? So these are things that we are trying to avoid. But as already said by the past president, it's a policy, it's a thing that we can consider in future. But as it is today, we do not do online induction and investiture except on special cases. That is where we are. Thank you, everybody. In the absence of any other comment, may I now invite our external auditor, Shola Oyetayo and Co, Chartered Accountant, to please come forward and present report to our members. Thank you.
The chairman and the members of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, the report of independent auditors. The opinion: we have audited the financial statements of Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, the institute which comprise the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2025, statement of income and expenditure, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers as at 31st December 2025, and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended, in accordance with IFRS accounting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standards Board, the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and in compliance with the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011 as amended 2023, and the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act 1992. The basis of our opinion: we conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing. Our responsibility under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements section of our report. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. I'll take independence as being read. I'll take key audit matters as read. I'll take other information as read. Responsibilities of the council and those charged with governance for the financial statements as read. Auditor's responsibility for the audit of the financial statements are read. But the report on other legal and regulatory requirements, compliance with the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, require that in carrying out our audit, we consider and report on the following matters. We confirm that we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for purposes of our audit. In our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the Institute so far as appears from our examination of those books. The statement of financial position, statement of income and expenditure, and other comprehensive income agree with the books of account. Dated, signed 30th of March 2026. Shola Oyetayo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The representative of Shola Oyetayo and Co, Chartered Accountant. our external auditor. Can somebody please move a motion to adopt the external auditor report for comments only, please? For comments only. A motion to adopt the external auditor report for comments only. Your name, your designation, and your number, please.
Thank you. My name is I move the motion to the effect that the audited accounts of the institute be accepted for discussion.
Who is seconding the motion? Okay.
Temitope Adeosun, FCS 1058. I second the motion.
Thank you, Madam Temitope Adeosun. Now the floor is open for discussion. I want to believe that we have read the financial statement. Do we have any comments on the reports, including the management letters and the reports of the external auditors? Any comment, please? Do we have any comment? Some of the council members are looking at my face. Why are you looking at my face? Okay. Thank you, everyone. So, in the absence of any comment, may I call someone to move a motion to approve this financial report and account? Thank you. No, they are not so.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Elile Olutimain, FCS 1612. I hereby approve. Thank you.
Thank you. He approved the account. He made a motion to approve the account.
I approve the accounts for 2025. Thank you. I approve the motion. I approve the motion. Yeah. Oh, I move the motion to approve. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. You know, yeah. Dr. Momo, please.
Mohammed Ali Momo. Mr. President, don't be scared. I hereby second the motion to approve the accounts. No, motion to approve by the general the account. Thank you.
I know
you are better. You are feeling better.
I
now.
know why the council members are in a hurry to approve this account. Okay, thank you, everyone. I think. Okay, now that we have approved the accounts without comment, it is now time to reappoint the external auditor for another year. Will somebody please move a motion to approve the reappointment of Shola Oyetayo and Co. Chartered Accountants as external auditors of the Institute for the year 2026? Thank you. Your name, your designation, Dr. Olowo.
My name is Ademola Babarinde. I hereby move that Shola Oyetayo and Co. Chartered Accountants be approved for appointment for another financial year. Thank you. To be reappointed as auditor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Seconded by. I don't. Look, is another council members. Okay, someone online. Who is it? Okay. Mr. Shai Bakshi. Okay, let Madam Elile do it, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. President, I second the motion to approve the reappointment of Shola Oyetayo as the external auditors.
Thank you. Your name and your
Said
number.
Bashir, FCS 1377.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I'm so pleased that it is the council members that are approving these accounts. That so, baby. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Item number 9 in our agenda. That is the passage of the ordinary resolution adopting and confirming the following. Ordinary resolution adopting and confirming further amendments to the rule for election into the governing council pursuant to section 15 of the CIS Act 105 of 1992. I want the registrar to lay the foundation for this amendment. Can you please?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. There are actually two resolutions that we have. I think the first one has to do with when we talk about election. So there are two conditions. I'll just go through the first item, the way it is, and the justification for the amendments we are talking about. This has also been sent to us via mail ahead. Item 1.0 in the current rule talks about the candidate must have served a term of 2 years as a member of at least one committee of council, that is candidate that want to contest for election, in the last 2 years immediately preceding the date of nomination, and remain a member at the date of nomination, the date of election, and throughout his term of office, with at least 2/3, that is 66.67% record of attendance at the meetings of the committee, and be familiar with the workings of the committee. Now, what's the justification for this? Prior to now, what we have is you just have to be a member of a committee. So you could be a member for about 10, 15 years ago, and so that would be a problem. So what we are now talking about by this amendment is that the membership of the committee and date of nomination should be tied to a specific period of time before the nomination. Now, this is to bridge the gap created for a nominee whose membership of a committee and the period of nomination is distanced from the order and spanned a long term, which situation have made the nominee to become irrelevant to the institute and no longer familiar with the working of the committee of council. So that is the first proposition we are bringing. For instance, if I've been a member of the committee in the last 12 years, and I want to contest, I might have not been informed in terms of what is happening in the institute. So I bring that amendment that it has to be the last 2 years. So that means you are a current person. I'm sure the president may want to talk more on that.
Thank you, Registrar. Let me quickly speak to that. It is very possible that you are a committee member, you serve as a committee member 15 years ago. So, and you want to contest for elections. By our law, our rules now, you are very qualified. But the truth is that the knowledge of 15 years ago is no longer relevant to what we are doing. So that was why we are recommending that it should be the last 2 years preceding the time you are applying to serve as a council member. That's number one. Number two, you can just be a member of a committee on paper without even attending any of the committee. So we are not making it compulsory that you must satisfy eligibility criteria. You must have attended the meeting at least 66.7% before you can be said to be a member of that committee. I think that is the summary of that report. Thank you. Number two.
So the number two proposition we are bringing, resolution, is that an ex-employee of the Secretariat of CIS who is a stockbroker and seeking nomination as a candidate for election to council should observe a cool-off period. That is, a break time period of at least 2 years to acclimatize and be reintegrated through active participation and involvement in sales activity for him to become eligible for election to council. Now, the justification for this is that for now, there is yet to be a rule on when and how an employee of the Secretariat of CIS, who is a chartered stockbroker, can become a candidate or nominee eligible for election to council. Hence, the council is subject to align with the rules as provided by the Rule 3.3 of Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance 2018, which provide that the MDCU or executive director should not go on to become chairman of the same company. If in very exceptional circumstances, the board decides that a former MDCU or an ED should become chairman, a cool-off period of 3 years should be adopted. So the council resolved to go on along the line of the above rule, Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance 2018, and intent of the rule of Nigerian Code of Conduct 2018. However, it recommends that a nominee requires a cool-off period or break time of 2 years minimum to acclimatize and be reintegrated through active participation and involvement in CIS activity for him to become eligible for election to council.
Okay, thank you. Let me quickly speak to this too. Number one, we have some of the staff that are resigning and they are stockbrokers, retiring and they are stockbrokers, and they are very eligible for these elections. But we realize that we do not have any rule in place to guide that. So that is why we align ourselves with the Code of Corporate Governance and introduce the concept of cool-off period of 2 years. The essence is this. If you serve at the Secretariat, you are a secretary of committee representing the registrar. By our law, registrar is the secretary of all committees, but he can decide to delegate any of the staff to represent him. Not as a representative of the Secretariat. I think that is just the explanation I can give on those rules. They are very straightforward. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, there'll be a prayer.
I want to say that before we can bring this to the AGM, it has been approved by the council, by the governing council. Thank you, everybody.
There'll be a prayer.
No, you read the prayer. Yeah, give the prayer. Give the prayer.
Okay, thank you.
There will be a resolution for that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. So, our prayer, pursuant to Section 15 of CIS Act, Cap 9, LF, Law of Federal Republic of Nigeria, 2004, the Governing Council hereby requests members to ratify and confirm this amendment at this meeting, the amendment having been previously approved by Council.
Do I have somebody to move a resolution to ratify this amendment, please? Thank you. Is anybody online?
I, Charles Chidubem Okonkwo, FCS 1523, hereby move motion for the ratification and approval of the amendment as read by the President and the Registrar I so move.
Thank you very much. Seconder?
Oh.
That
is Alhaji
I don't want to be a power grabber.
Alhaji
Okay.
Kurufi, please.
Okay, Alhaji Kurufi.
I, Kasum Garba Kurpi, FCS 401, seconded the motion.
Thank you, Alhaji Kurufi. Distinguished member, we are moving very fast.
Mr. President, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think the registrar, he read something from either from his iPad or something. Or his notes is not included in this for consideration.
No, it was sent by electronically.
You should have mentioned it.
I mentioned it, sir. I did, sir.
Either did something because either those who have read it in the through electronic something, raise up with your hand. And just for information, please, subsequent something should be done so that and when you are now passing, you do bring two resolutions. You either want something because what you apply, either you do it separately, or you do it in a one join something.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, past president. I think after the AGM meeting, the document will be shared again so that people can receive the report. Elections of council members. Election of council member. Registrar, you can please represent the chairman of the nominating committee on this report. Thank you. Go to the, okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. President. The 13th president and all the other council members, past presidents and council members seated. I have the privilege to do this on behalf of the chairman of the nomination committee. I think you can see it's in an envelope. I've just also seen it. So 2026 election to council, declaration of results at the 31st annual general meeting of members by the nominating committee. Nominations for vacancies on council. There were 6 vacancies to be filled by election to council. A total of 12 nominations for election into the council were received by the secretariat within the allotted time frame and were presented to the nominating committee for scrutiny and consideration. Guidelines for council election. The 12 nominations, their sponsors, seconders, and supporters were carefully scrutinized by the committee in line with the notice and rules for elections to council as amended, which had earlier been sent to all members of the institute, as well as the summarized data presented to the committee by the secretariat. The results. At the end of the exercise, 6 nominees were cleared by the nominating committee, having fulfilled the condition prescribed in the notice and rules for election to council, especially the eligibility clause specified in paragraph 3 of the rules. The 6 nominees cleared by the committee are 1. Mrs. Edoka Nkoli Ernestina, FCS 928. 2. Mr. Kasimu Kufi Gaba, FCS 401. 3. Mr. Jude Onyeka Chiemeka, FCS 666. 4. Dr. Mohammed Bashiru Aliu Mumama, FCS 711. Dr. Akaje Mustafa, FCS 1117. And 6. Mr. Chukudi, FCS 1093. 2. Honorable Osen Wengia, Smart Nusa, ACS 2733. Mr. Maduka Gandhi Okechukwu, FCS 422. 4, Dr. Jibrin Ibrahim, ACS 2468. 5, Mrs. Ojumu Omosimisola, ACS 2608. 6, Mr. Ajay Olatunji, ACS 2532. The reasons. Number 1, Mr. Ngajo Chukudi, FCS 1093, is a chartered member of the Institute and who is a retired employee of CIS and was nominated for election to council. Observation. The committee, during the scrutiny of the received nomination for 2026 election to council, observed that Mr. Nga George Chukudi, one of the nominees, is a fellow member and a retired secretarial staff of the Institute. Mr. Nga was employed by CIS on 31st August 2015 and retired on 5th February 2025, but retained on contract. He finally left the service of the Institute on the 31st of August 2025. Meanwhile, by the nomination form dated 30th January 2026, he was nominated and he accepted nomination. The committee decided that it was too early for the nominee to seek nomination for election to council after he had left the mainstream of membership of the Institute, which could have afforded him the opportunity to show strong commitment to the goals and ideals of CIS as laid down in the charter, bylaws and rules and regulations through active participation and involvement in CIS activity. The committee observed that there is yet to be any rule on when and how such employee of the Secretariat who is a chartered stockbroker can become a candidate or nominee eligible for election to council. Hence, the committee resorted to align with the rules as provided by the Rule 3.3 of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance 2018, which provide that the MD CEO and executive director should not go on to become the chairman of the same company if, in very exceptional circumstances, the board decide that a former MD CEO and ED should become chairman, a cool-off period of 3 years should be adopted. The committee resolved to go along with the intent of the rule of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance 2018. However, the committee recommended that Mr. Nga should observe a cool-off period, that is, a break time period of 1 year to acclimatize and be reintegrated through active participation and involvement in CS activities for him to become eligible for election to council. The committee also observed that Mr. Chukudinga, during his employment with the Institute, was the Secretary, Training and CPD Committee. This position he held for and on behalf of the Registrar and Secretary to Council, who is the Secretary of all committees of Council. He only delegates his power as Secretary of all committees of Council to each head of department to act as Secretary of each of the committee relevant to his or her department. Finally, Mr. Nga was also a member of the Research and Technical Committee between May 2012 and April 2014. The committee resolved that the period Mr. Nga membership in Research and Technical Committee and his nomination in 2026 is distanced from each other and spanned a long time, which situation have made him no longer current and familiar with the workings of the committees of council. So that is the reason for the first candidate. I'm moving to the second candidate now. This is Mrs. Ojumu Omosimisola, ACS 2608. The candidate was admitted as associate of the Institute on the 4th of October 2021 and inducted at the 25th Annual Stockbrokers Conference held between 28th and 29th of October 2021. This means that she will be 5 years as a member of the Institute in October 2026 when they will become eligible for election. And we're having this election, and we are talking about April now. So Rule 3.21 of the rules for election provide that to be eligible for election, all candidates must have been a member of the Institute for 5 years prior to the date of nomination and remain a member at the date of nomination, the date of election, and throughout their term of office. For the third candidate, Honorable Osenwengi Smart Nosa, ACS 2733. I'm taking the last three candidates together because it's the same thing that applies to them. That's Honorable Nusa, ACS 2733, Dr. Jibrin Ibrahim, ACS 2468, and Mr. Ajay Olatunji, ACS 2532. So the three candidates were admitted as associates of the Institute on 4th October 2021 and inducted at the 25th Annual Stockbrokers held between 28th and 29th of October 2021. This means that they will be 5 years as a member of the Institute in October 2026, when they will become eligible for election to council. Rule 3.2(1) of the rules for election to council provide that to be eligible for election, all candidates must have been a member of the Institute for 5 years prior to the date of nomination and remain a member at the date of nomination, the date of election, and throughout their terms of office. Then, and B, the second point, there is no evidence of their compliance with Rule 3.26 of the 2025 Rules for Election to Council, which provides that to be eligible for election, all candidates must have served a term of 2 years as a member of at least one committee of council with at least 2/3 66.67 record of attendance at the committee meetings and be familiar with the workings of the committees. Then the last candidate, Mr. Maduka Gandhi Okechukwu, FCS 422, he was not cleared because he did not indicate on the nomination form his membership of any committee of council in the last 2 years, and the institute does not have any record of him being a member of any committee of council. In other words, there is no evidence of his compliance with Rule 3.26 of 2025 Rules for Election to Council as amended, which provides that to be eligible for election, all candidates must have served a term of 2 years as a member of at least one committee of council with at least 2/3, that is 66.67% record of attendance at the committee meetings, and be familiar with the workings of the committees. Item 4, uncontested election. The committee noted the provision of Rule 9.1 of the 2025 Rules for Election to Council as amended, which provide that in the event that the number of candidates does not exceed the number of vacancies, the election will be declared uncontested, but the candidate will be presented to the financial members of the Institute for endorsement by vote at the next AGM of the Institute, and such candidate must have simple majority of votes cast. Consequently, the committee declared the election uncontested and resolved to present the candidates to the financial members of the Institute for endorsement by vote at this AGM of the Institute. So I think at this point, maybe I will leave it for the president to take it over from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Registrar. You can please. Thank you, Registrar. We realize that many members want to join the council.
Okay.
So we receive so many applications. But unfortunately, it will appear that they do not read the requirements. Not only that, even the supporter, the proposal too, did not read the requirements. For you to be a council member, it is very compulsory that you must have been a stockbroker, practicing stockbroker for 5 years. That is not curable anywhere. If you forget to append your document, your signature, this and that, we can call you back that you forget to append your seal. Come and do it. But where you do not spend 5 years as a stockbroker, it's going to be difficult for you now to be deciding on the fate of other people. That is number one. Number two, for you to function as a council member, then you must have served at least minimum of 2 years in a committee. The issue is this: a council member is a potential president of the institute. So immediately you are elected to the council, you can be president. That is just the issue. So how do you elect a president who does not know the workings of the committees? So if you are not functioning in any committee, there is no way that you can be a council member. So we recommend that it should be minimum of 2 years. That is what happened. I want to advise, that is all our members, to please next time read the elections guidelines. Is very, very important. And again, I don't know if not today, maybe there will be sanctions in the nearest future, because we even saw forms signed by very prominent people within the industries. They know that the candidate is not qualified. You've not been on any committee, and you've not you are just like 4 years, less than 5 years as a stockbroker. How do you? So the those that propose them are as guilty as the candidate. So that is just the issue. So we are worried that people can do that. I want to advise in the future that if anybody comes to you for signing, for supporting his candidature, you have to look at the guidelines. If it doesn't qualify, don't waste your signature. That is just the truth. We realize, like I said, many people, I don't know, many people, I do not know why they are coming now. We have so many people, but unfortunately, they are not qualified. Thank you, everyone. Can you read the 6 people? Let them just stand up.
Okay, so this one, I'm doing it on behalf of the president. I don't have the power.
One point of order.
Yes.
Mr. President, sir. In Yoruba, they said, Owo epo, lara imbanila. You see this result of CIS. I remember the first 5 or 10 years of CIS. We struggled to pay salary. We contributed money to pay salary, to pay for even our rent, emotion. And now you are talking about 3 something. I'm trying to look at the balance of your something. 500 million. Okay. And everybody want to take there's a share there. And so that is why you found that before you were begging people to come to the council, but I don't think you need to beg anybody to come to council now. Even if you are not making anything in the council, for just the kind of profile that you have done, I think that would be a very plausible reason why you have so many people showing interest in coming to the council. I think the onus is also on the candidate that is coming in. Yes, the people who are signing or who are referring to or who are referees to something, yes, the liability is not on them. It is on the candidates who want to contest for election. And you have to put yourself on to know what is actually going on. If you have been a broker for 15 years, 20 years, outside the something, and all of a sudden, because you see the profile of the CIS and you want to join, you found that there will be a mismatch. And so I think such conditions will be communicated to members and let them know. It is not the responsibility of people who are sponsoring something. If I have not paid my something and you give me opportunity of signing your form, and they now say that I'm not a financial member, it is you who will have looked for people. You do your research, because if you really want to come into the council. So, Mr. President, sir, I just want to give you a reason why many people want to join the train. It is because that they believe that something 500 cannot be in an institution, and the people there will be poor. And so I think that's the good reason, sir, why people want to join you, sir. Thank you very much.
Distinguished member, in the interest of time, can we please adopt the report? Can somebody move a motion to adopt the report as read by the representative of the nominating committee? No, it is after we adopt the report that I will introduce the candidate, please. Mr. Tunde, Mr. Abiodun Adeniran.
Abiodun Adeniran, FCS 994. I hereby propose and move the motion for the adoption of the reports of the candidates
Nominating committee.
of the nomination for the council membership. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adeniran. Who is seconding this motion? Yeah, somebody is.
Andrew Saku, FCS 799. I second the motion by my neighbor.
Thank you. On behalf of the governing council, I would like to thank every member of the nominating committee for a job well done, and we want you to keep it up. I will now call on all the successful candidates to please stand up for recognitions. Thank you.
They want to see your face.
Okay, so I would like to call the names so that the first person, Mrs. Edoka Nkoli Ernestina, FCS 928, re-elected. Mr. Kasimu Gaba, Kufi Gaba, FCS 401, re-elected. Mr. Jude Onyeka Chiamaka, FCS 666, re-elected. Dr. Mohamed Bashiru Aliu Momo, FCS 711, re-elected. Dr. Akaji Mustafa, FCS 1117, re-elected. And finally, Mr. Aremu Oluwasegun Babatunde, ACS 2057, newly elected.
Thank you, registrars. Please, you are welcome back to the council. I hope you won't be troublesome this time around. I see you. You are welcome back. You are welcome back. No, you are welcome, Alaji. Yeah, you are welcome back. Mr. Aremu, I seize this opportunity to invite you to the council meeting after this AGM. That is where you'll be decorated as a full council member. As you have been told, you are a potential president of the institute. So from now, all you do must be presidential. Congratulations, and God bless you all. Thank you. Okay, which okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone. We are now AOB. Any other business? Is there any other business? Nothing to say. Okay. Okay.
The business.
Thank you, everyone. I want to thank everybody. As it is, this will be the last time I will preside on our AGM as the president of the institute. I want to say that by the grace of God, a new president will be elected today. Since we do not appoint a president in the institute, we elect. I will not be in a position to introduce the new president to you today. But our rule is very strict in CIS. If VP1, VP2 automatically will become president if there are no issues. I want to confirm that there are no issues. If there are no If there are no issues, yeah, and I want to confirm that there are no issues. Thank you, everybody. So, so having said that, let me just appreciate the council members, outgoing one, Mr. Babanide. Thank you for your work to the council. And I know that when we call upon you again, you will answer us. And congratulations again. Thank you, everyone. So I want to canvass support. That is for the 14th president. That is to make his or her tenure successful. Atenor, right? Okay. I'm not the one that says so. You say Atenor. So, okay. Thank you, everybody. And God bless you. Motion for adjournment. Okay, please go ahead.
Mr. Past President, I think it will be very unfair on our if we don't acknowledge him by our normal tradition.
This is AGM now.
It doesn't really matter. The report the president has presented has been quite awesome. I can tell members I've worked with him as a member of council, and it's been uncommon success. His commitment to the success of the CIS is not something we should take for granted. So I know it's not normal for us to do this. But I think we should really acknowledge it. Yeah, it has been done on the floor and all that, but thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Yes. I want someone to move a motion to adjourn this. Thank you. Thank you. We do no adjournment.
We have finished the business of the day.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you for the guidance.
Just a moment. Thank you, the 13th President and Chairman of Council. It's been a wonderful and very successful AGM. All motions were passed, no counter motion. Yes. And so, in the capital market, we start our events with prayers. We always end with prayer. I would wish, therefore, to call on Alhaji Garba Kasimu Korfi, FCS, to lead us in closing prayer. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. O Allah, as you make it possible to witness this AGM, may you enable us to witness more AGMs. We thank you for making the progress of the Institute. We pray by your grace, the President will sign our bill soon, so that the Institute will go to a greater high. For those who apply and did not succeed, please never give up. Most of them by next year they qualified, except those who are not a member of the committee. Being a member of the committee is a commitment. If you ever present yourself to the institute, you will get a committee to be a member. So it's not a high hurdle. So please never give up. Oh Allah, as you make this institute and our president and the first president alive with us, may they live longer to see the progress of the institute to the high. And as every member that is here, may God be with us to reach various our destinations successfully. For the incoming president, may God be with her, guide her and protect her to raise the institute greater than where we are today. Amen.
Incoming.